It's Saturday. Yes, sir. Happy Saturday, everybody. Day number 26 of our reading and meditation on the magic. It's Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Oh my God, it was hard to get up. Hard to get up. But you know what? I gotta do it. It's Saturday, Boston, Massachusetts. The weather is so bad. There's snow outside. So instead of staying in bed, I figured I should get this going so I can go out and take care of the snow. You know how it is. You can't run away from this thing. So what else can I do than just saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are? And if you have been following on our series, we are on day number 26, reading and meditation and the magic. Thank you so much. If you've not, please go back to my Facebook page, check it out. Go on Instagram, check it out. Go on YouTube, check it out. It is so worth it. We are getting there. Close. Before you know it, we'll be done. Before you know it, day 29, and we will be celebrating. So let's get going. Let's get to business. Time to start our reading because it is worth it. As you guys know, I love to have some background music every time I'm reading because reading can make you fall asleep. But interesting readings like this, you really don't fall asleep since we're doing the practice and stuff. So you gotta be in the mood. Today we'll be talking about magically transform mistakes into blessings. You know, at times we have some mistakes that we tend to dwell on it every single day. We think it's the end of the life. And I tell you what, mistakes are worth it because they can always be transformed into blessings. It will always be the blessing that you're going to have. So you needed to make that mistake in order to achieve that blessing. How is that? This is a quote from Oprah Winfrey. It says, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." Short, sweet, and simple. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Do you have wounds in your life? Do you have wounds that you don't even want to look back to? Do you have wounds that never heal? Turn them into wisdom. Every single mistake is a blessing in disguise. Today's magical practice will prove it because you are about to discover that there are actually untold blessings hidden within every mistake. A child makes many mistakes while learning how to ride a bike or write, and we don't give it a second thought because we know that through their mistakes, they will learn and eventually master what they are trying to do. So why is it that adults are so hard on themselves when they make a mistake? The same rule that applies to children also applies to you and me. Because you who is listening to me now, you are grown as adults. Those of us who have children, I remember when my kids were trying to work, they will struggle and fall, and you tell them, "Yay, you can do it, do it again." We keep pushing them to do it again until they get it right. But with us, when we make one mistake, we think the world is coming to an end. My son, the very first child, I'm telling you, that guy did everything different. He did everything opposite. When it comes to walking, instead of walking in front, he walked behind. He would look behind and move. So I felt I was a failure. I kept saying to myself, why is it that every child walks in front, my own child comes to this world, walks behind? That was his style. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a failure. It wasn't an error. It was his own way of doing things. And when he started walking, I'm telling you, you couldn't let him sit down anymore. He walked pretty late though. He walked when it's around a year, like 13 months. But it was still worth it. It was still worth it. So let's be patient with ourselves and don't be too hard on our mistakes. And so we all make mistakes, and if we didn't make them, we will never learn anything and we won't grow any smarter or any wiser. We have the freedom to make our own choices, and that means we have the freedom to make mistakes. Mistakes can hurt. But if we don't learn from the mistakes we've made, the pain we've suffered from it has been for nothing. So we have to learn from every mistake that we make. Otherwise, the pain will just be there for nothing. You're going to be experiencing pain forever. So every mistake, try to look for something in it to learn. All right? It's in fact, by the law of attraction, we will make the same mistakes over and over again until the consequences hurt us so much that we finally learn from it. It's the very reason why mistakes hurt, so that we do learn from them and don't make them repeatedly. Have you experienced the kind of mistake in your life that you keep doing it over and over and over again? You thought you learned the first time, second time you fall into it again. You thought you learned, next time you fall into it again. I know. I'm a woman, and I'll talk to you about girls. In the good old days, ladies, they have stages in their lives. But there are some women that keep making a mistake with their choices. Their choices of the opposite sex that they need to deal with. For some reason, there is one particular thing that makes them to keep going to the same kind of person. You will see the sign and you will push it behind. You see, oh, he's not the same like the other man. You go in, same thing happens. You cry. Next time you go in, same sign, same mistake. And when it hits them so many times before they pick it up and realize that, you know what, this has really touched me to the core, then they learn from it. Some of them correct it, some never do. Some stay with the hurt. But what are we learning here? We're learning that you don't need to stay too long with a mistake. You don't have to stay on the hurting part, because that mistake is a blessing to you. That mistake is teaching you something that you will be able to learn from it and even use that to teach others. Am I right? Am I? My goodness, I started teaching. I could be a teacher. I'm just talking what is in the magic because it works. Okay, so they say let's consider a scenario of being pulled over by the police for speeding and being given a speeding ticket. Instead of taking responsibility for the fact that we were speeding, we blame the police because they were hiding in the bushes on the highway around the bend. We couldn't see them. They had a radar gun and we didn't stand a chance. But the mistake was ours because we were the one who chose to speed. Are you guilty? Are you guilty? Hands up for all the guilty ones. So when the officer stops you, you start figuring out excuses and reasons and justifications. Oh, hello, officer. What did I do, officer? And you knew you were speeding. You were stepping on that brakes when they were stopping you. Why were you stepping on your brakes? And you asked the officer, what did I do, officer? Shut up. Shut up. So he says, the problem with blaming other people for our mistake is that we will still suffer the pain and consequences of our mistake, but we didn't learn from it. And so, bingo, we're attract making the same mistake again. Stop blaming people for your mistakes. If things don't work out for you, move on. In every way of your life. Relationship doesn't work, move on. Don't blame the other person. You get into business, it doesn't work, move on. Don't blame the other person. You love someone so hard, they don't love you back. Don't blame the other person. Move on. If anything you find yourself into and you realize at the end that it was a mistake, it's all right. Move on. Don't blame the other person. And I'm talking to somebody. And if this is you and you've not been moving on today, please move on. Move on. Move on. Take it deep breath. Say thank you. Thank you. Because it's worth it, right? So you are human, you will make mistakes, and it's one of the most beautiful things about being human. That you must learn from your mistakes, otherwise your life will have a lot of unnecessary pain. Okay, as a human being, you better learn from your mistakes. You're gonna have the mistakes, you're gonna have it whether you like it or not, but please learn from it and move on. And the author comes with a question: how do you learn from a mistake? The answer is simple: gratitude. Gratitude. It's a huge force on how to learn from your mistake. No matter how bad something may seem, there's always many things to be grateful for. When you look for as many things as you can to be grateful for in a mistake, you magically transform it into a blessing. Mistakes attract more mistakes, and blessings attract more blessings. Which will you prefer, mistakes or blessings? Let me say this again: mistakes attract more mistakes, and blessings attract more blessings. Which will you go in for? Your guess is as right as mine. Don't sweat on the small things. It is fast. Today, the author says we should think about the mistakes you've made in your life. It doesn't matter whether it was big or small, but choose one that still hurts, that you think about it. Maybe you lost your temper with a person close to you and the relationship hasn't been the same since. Maybe you put blind faith in another person and you got burned. Maybe you told a white lie to protect someone, and because of it, it ended up being very difficult, or you put yourself in a difficult situation. Maybe you put a blind faith on another person also, and you really got burned so bad. You might have chosen the cheaper option on something, and it all went wrong and ended up costing you a whole lot of money. That could be another reason for the mistake. You might have thought you were making the right decision about something, but everything completely backfired on you. I'm telling you, huge. When it's a backfired on you, just like that. But your intent was not for that to happen. It just turned out wrong. It was a mistake. Don't sweat it. Don't remain on that particular thing. The author says, once you've chosen a mistake to magically transform into a blessing, look into the things to be grateful for, that particular mistakes. To help you, he actually provides 2 questions, which you need to ask yourself. What did I learn from this mistake? What are the good things that came out of this mistake? You feel me? So we're talking about these things. I just give some examples of things that might have happened to you. You might have been burned for something. You might have thought you were doing something really good and it turned out to backfire on you. You might have done something real good to somebody, but they didn't look at it that way, but you were intending to do it right and it ended up being a bad thing. You might have been in a relationship that you thought you were doing your all best and you realized that something else happened and the relationship is not working anymore. It was a mistake and it is a mistake. Count it a mistake. Move on. And they say this is the way you move on. The first thing you ask yourself, what did I learn from this mistake? In every mistake, you must learn something. If you don't learn anything from it, it is not a mistake. So when you ask that question, what did I learn from this mistake? The next thing is, what are the good things that come out of the mistake? Something good must come out of it. If it is a relationship, maybe you learn not to deal with people like that anymore. If you're the person who was wrong, maybe you learn not to do what you did to cause that relationship to get to the way it is right now. And what are the good things that are coming out of the mistake? A good thing has come. You've learned something because what you did might be cause the person to move out, might be cause the person to stay in the house, might be cause the person to be angry and not talk to you for some time. Might be. But what you learn is you realize what it is, and now you can correct. If there's room for correction, you can correct. If there's no room for correction, as you move on to another relationship, you make sure you avoid things like that. And bottom line, be grateful. Gratefulness coming. It comes in the beginning, it comes in the middle, it comes in the end. Be grateful. You're able to figure that out, right? So the most important things to be grateful for about every mistake are the things you learn from it. And no matter what the mistake is, there is always many good things that come out of it. So no matter how it has been altered, because the good things will be used for you in the future and will make things better for you. Think this through very carefully and see if you can find a total of 10 blessings to be grateful for. Every blessing you find has a magical power. Write your list of the gratitude journal in your gratitude journal or type it on a computer. 10 things to be grateful for. Right? The author gives an example here. We're going to use the example for the 10 things. I mean, they are really deep. The example is being taken. The author said, let's take the example of being caught speeding by a police car and receiving a fine. So many of us are guilty of that. If there is anyone who is an adult and has never been stopped for speeding ticket, have never been given a warning for speeding ticket, then I don't think you're a human being, because so many of us fall into that thing. You feel you're doing your best, but for some reason, when they say 40 miles an hour, we tend to do 45 and think it is okay. Just 1 mile over the normal driving grade, it is speeding. You did it wrong. Don't blame the police officer. Don't say he was hiding somewhere and just saw you. No. You were speeding, girl. You're speeding. So the example the author gives here, it says, let's take the example of being caught speeding by the police car and receiving a fine. These are the things that you will say, the grateful things you will talk about. You say 10 things about that speeding. So let's learn from this. We'll use this one. It says, I'm grateful to the police for wanting to protect me from harming myself, because after all, it was all they were trying to do, protect me. Have you ever said that? Say the truth. When the police stops you, did you ever turn and say you're grateful for the police for stopping you because they were protecting you? Or you will just start ranting? The second area of gratefulness in that particular thing, it says, I'm grateful to the police because if I am honest with myself, I was thinking about other things and I wasn't concentrating on the road. Whenever the police stops you, are you honest to yourself? Are you say the truth, or you're thinking of blaming the police? These are things that we're going to change in our lives. This is a one. I like this example because it affects each and every one of us. Everyone who actually listens to this or sees it afterwards, the replay. The aspect of the police stopping you is one thing that is common. And that speeding is something that we all do, either consciously or unconsciously. So these are the things that you have to say when you get this stuff. Try it. and see how you feel afterwards. The third thing it says, I'm grateful to the police because it was foolish to put myself at risk speeding with a tire that needed to be replaced. Guilty. Fourth thing, I'm grateful to the police for the wake-up call. Being pulled over did affect me, and it will make me watch my speed and drive more carefully in the future. At times I do that, but I think I watch my speed for some time, then I go back to it. So with the magic, it is something that when you keep practicing, you'll never ever think of going back to it. We're on day number 26. It says in normal lives, in order to have something consistent, when you do it the first 21 days and you get it, it's right there in the system. It is a continuous thing. It's easier for it to continue. The most difficult part is really getting close to that 21 days. So the other part, number 5, the gratefulness. This is something I love it. It says, I'm grateful to the police because somehow I had a wild idea that I could speed without getting caught and without putting myself in danger. The seriousness of the police made me face up to the fact that I was putting both myself and others in serious danger. Gratefulness. I've actually highlighted this once because the stuff that I have to put, I actually get this page and put in my car. Anything like that happens, I just say all of this continuously. It's important. I'm gonna be grateful to the police officers. I'm grateful to the police because I think about my own family being put in danger by other speeding drivers. Then I definitely want the police to stop speeding drivers. I'm really grateful to the police for the work they do in trying to ensure the safety of every family and me on the roads. Number 8, I'm grateful to the police because they must have seen heartbreaking situations every day, and all they're trying to do is protect my life and my family's life. I'm grateful to the police for making sure that I arrived home safely and walked through the door as my family welcomes me. It have been worse. I'm grateful to the police because of all the possible consequences that could have stopped me from speeding. The police pulling me over was the least harmful consequence, and it could have been the biggest blessing of my life. Wow, wow, wow. This one is huge. This one is huge. Let me read it again. I'm grateful to the police because of all the possible consequences that could have stopped me from speeding. The police pulling me over was the least harmful consequence, and it could have been the biggest blessing of my life. What were the possible consequences of speeding? You could have hit somebody else, your car could have crashed, your car could have turned over, something worse could have happened. You could have even hit someone, might be a pedestrian, because those young teenagers don't watch what they are doing. They can be walking and you're speeding and you kill someone, and the consequence will be worse than the police stopping you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gratefulness. So if you're someone who speaks and you say all of these things, 10 things about what you're grateful for, the consequences of your speeding, I'm telling you, you will never think of speeding again. You will do the right thing. So this is so key. This is so key. Let's be grateful for every little thing. It doesn't matter how bad it is. Look for the grateful part of it. Life is too short to sweat on the little things. Life is too short to sweat on the things that don't matter. Because we are the ones who have to make things matter for us and let others see it. People will not be able to see it, but if they see how grateful, if they see how you feel in yourself, automatically they will start seeing what you're saying. So show gratefulness, prove gratefulness, do gratefulness. Wow, I love the examples of the author. It's so powerful. This was a conclusion. I would strongly urge you to take any mistakes you've made in your life that you still feel bad about, and in your own time, follow this magnificent and magical practice. Think about it. Through one mistake, you have the power to bring many blessings. What else guarantees dividends like that? What else? What will bring you more dividends than being grateful? We all have areas where we've been hurt so bad. Don't hold on to the hurt. Figure out how to be grateful because it is worth it. Don't hold on it because our mistakes can turn into our blessings, magically transform our lives into blessings. My goodness, the reading for today is over, but we have just one little exercise I will always end it with, I do a couple. This time, the 10 things to be grateful for. What the author gives is just like, it is so powerful. I don't even know how to give another example right now because I'm shaking. I'm so guilty about the author's example. So we're sticking with it. It gave 10 things that you have to say when you find yourself in that situation. It makes so much sense to think of the gratefulness. Our example is actually from the fact that you're being stopped. If you're caught speeding by the police officer and they stop you, the first thing you do is you take a deep breath. You say, what did I learn from this mistake? What are the good things that are going to come out of this mistake? And then you start your gratefulness speech. Be grateful for what the officer has done. Figure out everything that would have gone wrong, but the officer did a good thing by stopping you. So we will start by saying, today you still have to go ahead today and say, count your blessings. Counting your blessings is so important. Count your blessings. I've always talked about this song. I think I'll look at the lyrics so that tomorrow I'll sing it. Count your blessings, name them one by one. It's a very good song. It means a lot because we really need to count our blessings, because if we keep looking at the things that are going wrong in our life, we will miss the milestones that are coming ahead. So when you wake up every morning, don't get out of your bed without thanking, saying something that blesses you, saying something about the morning, saying something about the day. Every time as I wake up, as I open my eyes in the morning, I turn to the left, I say thank you. I turn to the right, I say thank you. If you're somebody, you're married, you have a partner, you have somebody with you, turn as you touch that person, you say thank you. As you get down and you put your feet on the floor, say thank you. Thank you, because it's worth it. I always start with the breath. That I can, just being able to breathe, with the eyes that I can see, with my sense of smell, because I put the coffee, smelling that coffee. Say thank you, because it's worth it. Why? There are people who don't have any of these senses: touch, smell, sight. They don't. Thank you. I'm grateful. I look forward to the day, think of the activities, things that are going to happen to me towards the day. I already profess that everything is going to go out right. I say thank you for the strength. Thank you. Not even knowing how I'm going to do it, but I know it's going to work out well. Right? So be grateful. I say thank you for my family. I say thank you for my loved ones. I say thank you most especially for my children, because they keep me going every single day. Thank you. So you're going to say that the 10 things, counting your blessing every single day. So we'll also choose one mistake. You have to choose one mistake, something that went wrong that you've done in your life, and apply the gratefulness thing to it. 10 things that you turn it around to be grateful for. I'm not going to do that part because I actually stuck with the example that was given in the book. I really loved it. I'm guilty about it. Being stuck on the road, speeding, I am guilty. The next one is to hold our money. We have this money. We'll talk about it, speak about it. Have money in your wallet. Those who've been following from day one know the stuff. There was one part we talked about money that was supposed to have in our wallet. to make money, to know that it's supposed to be there for us. I have mine. I have $100. I have $1 bill. It's always in my wallet. I speak to it. This is money that I don't use because it's no matter how I lack. The times I need something and I know I have money, but I will not use it because I know what this money does to me. I use this money to be the money that I use to speak to every other money that comes my way. Money is supposed to be there for us to use. Money is supposed to be there for us to make use of it in whatever way we want, but use it rightly. We are not supposed to lack. So you speak to your money. You tell money, I'm there to use you. You're not there to use me. You have to be the one, the author of your money. Money cannot control you. So speak money, speak abundance into your life. And every time you speak it, money keeps coming. No matter how you lack, you speak it, the universe will interact for you and give you the money. How does it do it? Through another person. You will get the kind of blessings that you don't understand. Somebody will send you money. Somebody will send you a check. You can have a windfall somewhere. These are all things that happens. The universe reacts. The universe plays together with what you feel. The universe actually makes you. What comes out of your mouth, it gives it back to you. So make sure you profess things that are good. Profess things that work out for you. The universe will do the same. And the last thing they say before you go to sleep, right? Speaking about our magic rock, I have mine. I call it the belief stone. Your magic rock is your it. Magic rock is wonderful. Speak to it because it works. Profess what you want your life to be. As you go to bed, you say thank you. The things that worked, I say thank you. The things that did not work as planned, I say thank you. Most importantly, speak what you're expecting. Me, I know I always say this every single day about my business because I'm a businesswoman. So I see the success in the business. I see the leads in my funnel every single day. I say thank you to them. I see the buyers in my funnel that will eventually become business partners. I say thank you. I see myself moving on to the next level in my business. I say thank you. Good news coming my way. I say thank you. You speak it to your magic stone. You're excited about it. You speak it. Speak what you want. It must be positive things. Don't speak negative things. Otherwise, they will come to you. Profess it. No matter how huge, no matter how impossible you think it will be to conquer it, you'll be surprised. The other exercise we had when we were talking about speaking, our reality. When I talked about my house, my home, my dream home in Florida, I was having chills all over me because I could feel that house. I could feel it. I could see overseeing the lake. Is it the sea? I don't even know. I could see how the building was. I could see the quietness behind how I'm writing my story. I could see my grandchildren coming and visiting and going back. It was so real. I'm speaking it because I know I'll be moving into that house. That is where my retirement home will be. It will happen because I believe. So that is it for day number 26. Wow. I took it easy today. I just threw my kaba on. Where I come from, we call it kaba. Easy going, easy clothes. You just put it on and you get to work. I gotta go outside and take care of the snow in Massachusetts. And we can't stay without the snow. It is what it is with us, with the snow. So let's get back to the Winterman dancing, and I wish you all a wonderful rest of the day. Go out there and do your practice of the magic. It is worth it. We are day number 26. Before you know it, we'll be day number 29. It will be done. And I tell you, the last day I got a surprise for you all because it's going to be wonderful. Have a wonderful rest of the day. I love you. I appreciate you.